Can I ask some question?
Yes, of course.
Thank you for your presentation. Um, Education at early age is a subject that I am very interested in. So I listened to your presentation with great interest. I'm interested in the childhood environment for growing up to be a stress tolerant child, stress resistant personality. Is there anything, any factor, anything necessary to grow up to have a stress resistant personality? I would be interested to know if there are any previous studies that have shown that the childhood environment has an impact, effect on their stress resistant personality. I would appreciate if you could tell me what you know from previous research.
Yes, thank you so much for your questions. I think the stress resistant development is including in the social emotional development of the children because it's mainly related to the confidence and the self, how to say, the self confidence of the children. So it's closely related to social development of the children. And in my study, these variables are significant to social development of children in Indonesia. For example, the parents' response to child's mistake when the child spills the water or child spills the milk unpurposely, and the response of the parents is affecting the is associated with the social emotional development of the children. Whether the parents hit or scold the children is associated with development of social part of the children. Also, avoiding physical punishment for the children is very important because the physical punishment makes the children under pressure, and the feeling of fear is limiting the development of their social emotional part. And visiting friends and also relatives is significant because as we all know, visiting friends and relatives is a stimulation for the social abilities. So based on my study, these variables is affecting the development, especially for social emotional part of the children. And the social emotional part is related to the stress. I think it's related to stress resistant development in the children. Is it answering your questions?
Thank you.
Lisa, thank you for your presentation. Can I ask question?
Yeah, sure.
Just to confirm, these questionnaire in this study involve parents of children aged 3 to 5 years old.
Yes.
I found the study very meaningful with a large sample size. Thank you.
I'm sorry. The study is meaningful with the large sample size. I'm sorry. Could you repeat?
No, this is my comment. So,
Oh,
this study is very meaningful with a large sample size.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yuri-san, sorry, you can go first.
Okay, thank you so much, Yuri-san, for your wonderful topic. I just have like a very quick question actually. So you have classified into rural and urban group, but have you considered income, parental income? Because like even if they live in rural area, they might have high income, and then uh, the home rearing environment or child rearing environment might change. So
Yes, that's a good questions actually. So in this multinomial study, actually I analyzed the economical, I'm sorry, is the monthly income of
okay.
the family. So below 3 million is the Oh, I didn't have the table showing the monthly income in the rural area specifically, but mostly is less than 3 millions. 3 million is the standard of national standard of income in Indonesia, and in rural areas, I'm gonna check it later, but it will probably less than 3 millions in the Goa village area. But I can make a further analysis to analyze the relationship between the monthly income and the location of living locations, because in this table I only show the relation between monthly income and the child's development. Thank you so
Mm,
much.
okay, understand. Got it. Thank you. Another thing is like you mentioned below ICC scale, higher score represent better home rearing environment, but you did the cutoff. So like
Oh yes, this
yeah.
one, the no head and school the children.
Not actually. The overall scale you did cut off, like
Okay.
sufficient and also insufficient. But um, below the scale description, you wrote higher score represent better. So is that like Likert scale? Is there another measurement can we do for adding all the Likert scale and measuring the total?
Oh, I see.
If
So,
there are, mm,
yes, in Indonesian ICCE, we have for these questions, we have the same cutoff for the ICCE discussing about response to child mistakes. So, hit and scold the child categorized as insufficient, and the other is tell the children how to avoid the same conditions next time, and tell the children what happens like that. So the other ways I categorize as sufficient like that, and that's how I divide into binary category of the variables response to child's mistakes. So I didn't total in each questions. I use the total score for the 13 question of ICCE. Is that answering the questions?
yeah, but like bit confusion about the total score. How you categorize the total score after making binary, adding all the binary scores, or like from all the 13 questions you added and then categorized.
Yes, actually, I make it binary first, and then I make the total, because the higher score, the total score, the maximum score will be 13, because there are 10 questions. So the higher score of ICCE, the more sufficient the child care environment.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much. Because after just seeing this line, I thought maybe like total score is different than other. Okay, got it. Thank you so
Thank,
much. Good luck.
thank you.
Yuri-san,
Hi. Yes, I'll
thank
take
you for great presentation. I'm just wondering about slide number 15.
15. Okay.
Yes, it's actually connected to Afsari-san's questions about the how you categorize the economic status. So, so you're not. So for rural and urban is those have a same standard. So it's still in the same district.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much for the questions. So basically in Indonesia we have regional standard for the salary. But then because this is a national wide study, like I used area from different island from Sulawesi Island for the rural area of Indonesia, and the other part is from Java Island. So I need to make a nationally accepted cutoff, and I search in the literature that 3 millions is the um, average income, and in several studies it becomes the cutoff for the monthly income in the economical status. So I adapt the number, and I use it in my study, and I use this cutoff for the study.
So the previous study also divided into three categories like this.
Actually, no. In the real questions, I separate into a lot of category, like 1.5 million to 3 million, 3 million to 4.5, 4.5 to 6, and above 6 million. So the original data, I have 5 category, but to make it easier for the respondents for the viewers to understand, so I make it into 3 category.
Because usually, like if you have national, but national is like Indonesian, or national is like, like in every district or every province we have the regional something standard, and then we just like categorize into two. I mean, like below the standard or equal to bigger than standard. See,
Yeah.
so I thought that you going to have like that categorized. So yeah, maybe you have other consideration. Okay.
Yes.
And then
Uh,
about the yeah.
hmm?
Can you explain
Yes.
a little bit?
Actually, if we make it into 3 categories, 3 categories is better because it's more detailed, and it will increase the precision of the study. That's why I divide it into 3 instead of 2.
Okay. And then one thing about the caregiver's age. So before your research began, so did you also have the inclusion for caregiver age?
Yes,
And
actually,
yeah.
I used 19 years old, but the category based on WHO is 18, so I write it here 18. I will revise it later. So the inclusion is primary caregiver at least 19 years old who have
There's no
to.
specific maximum age.
I'm sorry?
The maximum age of the caregiver, so you don't give any limit of that.
No, no, I didn't give the limit for the maximum age, but I limit into 19 years old based on the legal marriage age in Indonesia.
So also how you categorize this caregiver age also just like to make it easier for you, or is there any previous study for you
Yes,
to?
This one is used by WHO as well as some of research utilizing national scale data. If you know basic health research survey in Indonesia, also use this category of age. So therefore, I applied it into my study.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yulisa,
Right.
thank you for your wonderful presentation. I have one question for your ICCE. Because I see one of the question you categorize it for the can you show us yes like response to the child mistakes, so you put hit and scold the child into like negative response, right?
Yes.
Because I also use ICCE in the original questionnaire, the scold to the child is so the meaning of the original is like you use oral like you say some word to make your child realize this is a real this is a serious mistake. So in the original questionnaire, it's not a negative selection for it. But because I only put the physical spank, the physical discipline to the negative category. So
Yes.
have you ever considered it?
Yes, thank you so much. I understand that there might be some differences between an Indonesian ICCE and the Japanese or the original ones. Actually, I put it right here. So for the Indonesian ICCE, since when I use the cutoff of the original one, the Krombaugh alpha is relatively low. So I adapt it with Indonesian social and social condition. So I use 25% percentile. This is measured from the negative result region of the questionnaires, and I use the cutoff 25%. So that's why it might be different between Indonesian ICCE and the original one for the classifications of the answers.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Yuri, it's really interesting and it's really valuable research because this is the first time in Indonesia using ICCE. But as a research professional, we want to focus on the naming of operational category, make it neutral. So your category name is sufficient, insufficient,
Yes.
the value. That is not good. So how do you think? What name is better?
Risk is it
Yeah.
okay? No. To say
Neutral naming.
neutral name sufficient.
You check Senpai's papers?
Not yet, Sensei.
Yeah, Senpai use neutral. Please check.
Okay. Okay, Sensei, I will check it later.
Yeah, another other senpais you have advice if you know. Senpai いないか。リーさんはいないか。いないね。リュウさんどう思う？先輩、one of 先輩。Neutral expression is?
sorry, I'm not familiar with this skill.
Is it typical? Typical is for development, right? Typical, atypical.
That is a development.
Yes.
Just use low score, high score.
Ah,
That
okay.
is new and defined.
Right, I understand. Okay.
I means yeah. Okay, anyway, we are very looking forward to your paper. はい、頑張ってください。
ございます。
Thanks for Yuson's wonderful presentation. And next speaker is Huang.
Good morning, everyone. Today I will report the progress on my research parity and health-related quality of life or longitudinal study in multi-ethnic women. After the last seminar, MSNC gave me a lot of valuable suggestions and directions to explore in the future, particularly with regard to ethnic differences. So this time, under MSNC's guidance, I added new ethnic stratification results, showed figures of estimated marginal means of HRQL for different ethnic groups at various parity levels, and also added interpretations of the ethnic stratification results and how different ethnic groups apply research findings to support differently. And for the introduction part, I added some new content to fit the topic. Many of the previous studies are cross-sectional and predominantly involved Western populations with few comprehensive investigations in China, especially among multi-ethnic groups. Ethnic differences also remain understudied. And investigating ethnic differences in the associations is crucial as it unveils the heterogeneity in women's experiences across different social, cultural contexts. And the object I added to examine the ethnic differences in the association between parity and HRQL, and also assumed the association of parity with HRQL may vary among different ethnic groups. And the method part is mainly the same as I presented last time, except for the analytical strategy. Univariant general linear models were used to estimate associations between parity and HRQL and to graph the EM means. And also multivariate GLM were used to estimate associations between parity and 5 dimensions of HRQL and to graph the EM means. Stratified analysis was used to examine the ethnic differences. In the adjusted analysis, we controlled for the following covariants, which were measured at the baseline survey, including social, demographic characteristics, disease, reproductive history, lifestyle, psychosocial factors, and baseline outcome. The result part. Table 1 shows the baseline characteristics of the study population by parity groups. Table 2 shows the bivariant correlation among study variables. Figure 3 shows the EM means of HRQL index value by ethnic groups at different parity levels. Women with parity no more than 1 time or 2 times had the highest HRQL index value compared to 3 or more times. And the Miao ethnic group had the highest parity-related HRQL index value compared to other ethnic groups, while Tibetan and the Yi ethnic group had below average levels. And Table 3 shows the association of parity with HRQL value in women by ethnic stratification for Han ethnic for Han people, both parity less than 1 and parity equals to 2 were associated with higher HRQL index value compared to parity more than 3 times, and no significant associations were found between parity and HRQL index value in ethnic minorities. Figure 4 shows the estimated marginal means of HRQL VAS formed by ethnic groups at different parity levels. Han women had the highest parity related HRQL VAS form compared to other ethnic groups, while Tibetan and Yi ethnic group had below average levels. Table 4 shows the association of parity with HRQL of parity with HRQL VAS in women by ethnic stratification. This result is the same as the association of parity with HRQL index value. And figure 5-1 to 5-5 shows the EM means of 5 dimensions of HRQL by ethnic groups at different parity levels, including mobility, self-care, usual activity, pain, discomfort, and anxiety, depression scores. Miao and Huai ethnic groups performed better in all dimensions of parity-related HRQL compared to other ethnic groups, and Tibetans scored below average in the 3 dimensions, including mobility, self-care, and usual activities. Table 5 shows the impact of parity on various dimensions of HRQL in women by ethnic stratification. For Han women, both parity less than 1 and parity equals to 2 were associated with better outcomes in dimensions of mobility and anxiety, depression compared to parity more than 3 times, respectively. And there's also no significant associations were found between parity and the different dimensions of HRQL in ethnic minorities. For the discussion part, this study showed that lower parity was associated with higher HRQL among multi-ethnic women overall, with a statistically significant result in Han women compared to ethnic minorities, particularly in mobility and anxiety depression dimensions. Previous studies has shown that women experience medium to long-term postpartum morbidities, such as low back pain, incontinence, depression, perineal pain, and so on. And these postpartum conditions increase with parity and impairing physical and mental health, and resulting in a decline in HRQL. Education about the potential health impacts of higher parity could be emphasized in healthcare programs. And for the ethnic variations in parity HRQL associations, Tibetan and E ethnic groups had below average EM means of parity-related HRQL. They often live in mountainous areas with underdeveloped economics and relatively limited resources. Improved access to healthcare and culturally sensitive support should be developed for Tibetan and E women. And Miao ethnic group had the highest parity-related HRQL index value, suggesting a favorable society support, while Han women had the highest BIS score, indicating positive personal health perceptions compared to other ethnic groups. Studying the support systems and healthcare practices in these groups could provide insights into effective strategies to enhance HRQL in other ethnic groups. For the HRQL dimension-specific results, Miao and Bai ethnic groups performed better in all dimensions compared to other ethnic groups. This may be attributed to different traditional practices and better health services compared to other ethnic groups. Tibetans scored below average in mobility, self-care, and social activities, indicating more challenges with physical functioning after childbirth. Targeted interventions such as postpartum physical therapy and rehabilitation services should be provided to this group. The ethnic group scored lowest in pain discomfort and anxiety depression, possibly due to limited access to postpartum care and social support systems, and different cultural attitudes towards pain and mental health. Pain management programs and mental health services should be prioritized for women. And although the EM means figures showed differences in HRQL at different parity levels among various ethnic groups, and trends suggested that lower parity may be associated with higher HRQL. These trends did not reach a significant level in ethnic minorities, but significant in Han women. Possible explanations include the value more than 0.05 may be due to an insufficient sample size of each ethnic minority, resulting in inadequate statistical power to detect smaller but real differences. And even if the results were not statistically significant in ethnic minorities, the observed pattern still provided information on potential trends, which may have practical or clinical significance. And the implication of the studies are educate women about the potential impacts of high parity on HRQL and develop culturally sensitive women health programs and improve access to quality healthcare in rural and minority populated areas and conduct further research to understand the underlying causes of ethnic disparities in HRQL. And these are the originalities and limitations of the study. And in conclusion, parity negatively impacts the HRQL of multi-ethnic women with significant differences observed among Han women, showing effects in the dimensions of mobility and anxiety depression. These findings highlight the urgent need for targeted interventions and supportive measures tailored to specific ethnic populations. And future plan, I will try other longitudinal data analysis methods and also to explore the effects of other reproductive health factors on HRQL in women. And these are the alternatives and references. Thank you.
Thanks for following one of our presentation. If anyone has questions or comments, please feel free to ask.
Hello, Wang San. Thank you very much
Yes.
for the presentation. It is really interesting, and we have learned so many things. I would like to just know about the sampling method. How not you, but how does this research sample was collected, or how was the sampling method?
Yes. This study used a multi-stage and stratified cluster sampling method to obtain the samples from community-based populations. Yes, cluster stratified cluster sampling method.
Stratified cluster sampling method. Okay.
Yes.
And I was also wondering about why particularly you have put in the like the diseases. If you see like in your, if you check it, the measurement.
Convergence disease. You mean this one? Why I include disease as a covariance, right?
You have put it the particular diseases. I have sent it here.
Sorry.
Yes, in your covariates, you have put the diseases like particularly hypertension. So how did you decide these all diseases?
The diseases we to obtain this information, we obtain this information through the questionnaires to ask the participants if they have some diseases or not. This is the participants reported disease, not the clinical results.
Oh, okay. So it is a self-reported diseases, and the diseases are hypertension, diabetes, high altitude disease, hyperlimia. So this all they will inform in their self-reported form.
Yes. We have a list of diseases to ask them. Yes. It's almost covered all the chronic diseases.
Chronic diseases.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And one last query about your questionnaire for quality of life. So like you have mentioned here.
Yes, we use this.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, how did you for the analysis, how did you do the cutoff, like no problems, light problem, moderate problem, severe problem? That's how it's divided, right?
Yes, from no problem to severe problems in the dimensions. We just put points 1 to 5 to scale the results, and then for the QL descriptive system questionnaire, the left one, we use we converting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to an index value. Use the Chinese the value set for China. So it's this QL index value is societal perspective, overall health status of women.
Okay.
Yeah,
and also, like, can you go to your questionnaire appendix? where you were showing about self-care
Yeah.
and anxiety and depression, because
Yes.
anxiety and depression is one different kind of, how to say, we have to see how it's not normally divided like other like usual activities or pains. So that's why I wanted to know how you divided the anxiety and depression part. Sort of no problem. I mean, if they reply like no problem, but still maybe there might be, it's a self-reported, right? For
Yes,
anxiety
yes.
and
I
depression, I
think
think
the
how.
hand is
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
That was just my thinking, like how they replied for this anxiety and depression part, particularly like
Thank you.
lively.
For you, for your confusion, we have a separated scale of to assess the anxiety and depression status of the participants, and this one is part of the EQ5D5L questionnaire. It is developed by European QL Society. So we just use this one. Yeah.
Oh, and also this is also in the regional language, right? I mean, you have not mentioned about the education level of the participants. I mean,
In the characteristics of the participants, education level are here. Yeah.
So I was just wondering, the questionnaires are also in Chinese language and English language, or which language was the questionnaire?
The original language of the questionnaire is English. It has the Chinese version. We use the Chinese version. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you.
Sorry, please turn on your camera when we discuss in the seminar. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Turn on your camera.
Huang-san.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. I have some questions. First is what's your variables, the parity.
Yeah.
I see you divided the parity as 0 and 1 and 2 and over 2. So
yes.
why you categorize like this? Because I think because the 0 and the 1 is different.
Thank you very much. Because the participants were between 30 and 9 years of age. Almost of them had a history of childbearing, and the sample size of women with 0 births was very, very small. They were combined with women with 1 birth into one group for fear of insufficient efficiency of the statistical test power if they were included in a separate group. So this I think this grouping like 1 and 0 and 2 and also more than 3 times can show the relationship between the trend from fewer to more births, more childbirth, and the QL score. We can see also we can see the trend from less to more. So this is why categorized like this. Yes, in the future, I think in this times of analysis, I observed some non-linear relationships between parity and QL. So in the future analysis, I fair to categorize the parity like just 1, 2, 3, and more times.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also in your table 3.
Yes.
Yes. I see. Even some group is significant and the effect is positive, but the covariance is very small. How do you think?
Yes.
How do you think?
Yes. And basically, the score of the QL index value ranged from -0 to 1. The highest score of the index value is 1 point, and the lowest is -0 point, just like 8 or something. So the stringent the range is very stringent between the lowest and the highest score. So I think the beta coefficient score is just like is also so small.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Not okay. ゆうさんは OK って言わないで。Okay.
Hold on. May I ask the HRQOL index value? What's the range of the score?
I forget. It's the range is very stringent between the lowest and I hear this one -0.39120. This is the range.
0 to 1.
So yes, so the beta coefficient is also small. This is what I think. Yeah. But also, I observed the statistical significance in the high limit. Yeah.
Maybe it's because you categorize so much groups, so many groups.
You mean I will reduce the categorized group like just 2 groups or?
Yes. I think that's because your groups is too much. So the effect is very small.
Yes. I will consider it in the future analysis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
May I have a question?
Yes,
Is there
I'll
any
take,
time
please.
you have them, right? Okay. Thank you so much for the presentation. I would like to know about your slide and maybe 27 slide.
27. 28.
Yeah. About your healthy lifestyle score.
Yes.
So it says based on Mediterranean diet. So, but when I see your appendix about the indicator of healthy lifestyle score, so in the appendix there are so many indicators like smoking and so much there. So how you
Yeah.
yes. So it's only like one category here. So how you do that? I mean, putting all the category, all the indicators of healthy lifestyle score. So are you like putting that into a total score for all indicators?
Yes, we just added the total score of the 5 dimensions. Yes, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's based on the Mediterranean diet, so you can total all those indicators. You know, like,
Yes. For the diet part, we based on the assessment of the points. We based on the Mediterranean diet score.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then for the appendix, number 1, so it's about the female reproductive history.
Yes.
So you use this for which variable, for which covariate? Parity?
For which sorry.
No, because I was like wondering, this is like characteristic of the mothers, right, for your participants. But I cannot see like you describe these questions in your table. So what kind of indicators you use for your variables?
Parity is we ask the questions of to the participants, and for the parity
Is
we
it
just
only like you use only live birth and stillbirth?
yes,
So for
we use live versus plus still versus to add a total parity times.
So you don't use like neonatal death and some spontaneous abortion, so you don't describe this.
Yes, we don't use that term. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, Fion-san. It's very interesting. Thank you very much to divide the ethnic groups. It's really diverse, and maybe some reasons exist behind that diverse kind of things. Please clarify that one. And also, as a PhD thesis, it's very important the logic and the precise appropriate analysis. For example, the logic Ryu-san mentioned, the 0 and 1 parity together, your logic is not clear. So it's better to divide. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Sensei. I will consider it in the future. Thank you, Sensei.
Analysis must be more appropriate.
Yes.
So please improve such a point, and we are very looking forward to next year presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thanks for Huang's wonderful presentation. And next speaker is Council.
Morning, everyone. Here is the new topic of my study, pattern analysis of oral health behaviors and periodontal stages and their interaction. here is the background. A periodontal disease is a prevalent and a chronic inflammatory condition affecting the supporting structures of teeth, which can lead to tooth loss and contribute to a systematic health problems if left untreated. Understanding the risk factors and behaviors that influence periodontal health is crucial for developing effective prevention and intervention strategies. Oral health behaviors such as regular toothbrushing, flossing, and dental visits play a significant role in maintaining periodontal health. However, the relationship between these behaviors and periodontal status is complex and may vary across different populations and age groups. Thus, this study aimed to explore the relationship between oral health behaviors and periodontal status using London classes analysis to identify distinct behavior patterns and periodontal status patterns. Here are the objectives. The first one is investigate the differences in patterns of oral health behaviors and periodontal status. And the second, analyze the association between patterns of oral health behaviors and periodontal health status. And the last, evaluate the impact of consistent oral health behaviors over time on periodontal health. Here are the hypotheses. The first one, different patterns of oral health behaviors and periodontal status existed among participants. And the second, different patterns of oral health behaviors are associated with a varied periodontal status. And the last one is individuals with consistent oral health behaviors over time exhibited better periodontal health compared to those with inconsistent behaviors. About the definition, oral health behaviors encompasses a range of practice aimed at maintaining oral hygiene and preventing dental diseases, and periodontal status is a complex composite tissues consisting of gingival, the periodontal ligament, cemental, and alveolar bone. Here about the method. The study design is a longitudinal study from 2017 to 2019, which is part of CDC cohort study implemented in a sub-area in Japan, the data from checkups at the dental clinics. Here about the inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria of the participation. About the inclusion criteria, participations had rural health checkup and participations age 13 years and older baseline. The exclusion criteria is the participations who were missing any index teeth from the 16 classified by the CPI. And the second is participations with incomplete oral health or periodontal assessment. The third is participations were lost to follow-up. Here are the measurements about the oral health behavior, the independent variable about brush teeth and dental tools using dentist, dental care earlier, dental screening, and dental checkup regularly. And the last is receiving dental treatment. And that is about the dependent variable periodontal status, the bleeding improving, and BOP and the pocket probing depth. The two indicators were assessed by using the Community Periodontal Index (CPI) modified version created by WHO, which used three indicators: gingival bleeding, calculus, and periodontal pockets to assess periodontal status. Professional dentists examine all teeth present in the mouth for absence or presence of gingival bleeding and absence or presence of periodontal pockets. The pocket depth is measured by the WHO CPI periodontal probe. Here is the dependent variable about the periodontal status, the categories. In the BOP were 2 groups, and PD were 3 groups, and the dental calculus was 3 groups. And Here are the covariates about the would you add in the final model about the age, gender, smoking, drinking, disease, and exercise. About the statistical analysis, the first descriptive statistical describe all variables, and then Nanton class model LCA identify distinct behavior patterns and distinct periodontial status patterns, and then do the binary logistic regression analysis, examine the relationship between behavioral patterns and periodontial status patterns. Here about the assay consideration. And table 1 shows the demographic characteristic at baseline. And table 2 shows the distribution of oral health behaviors at different time points. And then is the distribution of periodontial status at different time points. And here is the oral health behaviors fit statistical for selecting of LCA. And we could see the index of AIC, BIC, ABIC, and Entrepreneur. The AIC, BIC, and the ABIC, we choose the smaller one, and the entropy, we would choose the higher one. So finally, we choose the classify. This means this participant will be divided in 5 groups. And here about the periodontial status is the fit statistical for selecting of LCA. In this model, we also choose the smaller AIC, BIC, ABIC index and the higher entropy index. So finally, we choose the class 2. That means the periodontial status among the 3 years will be divided in 2 groups. And here about the figure of probability distribution of oral health behaviors in 5 best class model. So we can see the oral health behavior status with the time. And then is the probability distribution of periodontial status in 2 best class model. About the originality, it incorporates multi-year data to observe a change over time, offering a comprehensive view of behavior and health status dynamics, identify distinct patterns in oral health behaviors and periodontal status, offering a more detailed understanding compared to single variable analysis, and identifies specific behavior patterns and their impacts on periodontal health, aiding the development of customized oral health interventions. Because the final analysis I haven't finished, so next step I would to finish the next analysis, the final logistic regression. Thank you for your listening.
Thanks for content one of our presentation. If anyone has questions or comments, please feel free to ask.
Awesome. Thank you for presentation. And I have some questions. Your table 4 and table 5.
This one.
Yeah, the result is a little strange because your entropy is too low. The LCA net entropy need at least 0.7 at least, more than. And how you choose the best grouping and how you name it? you better to put the LMRT and BMRT on it to help you choose the best group.
Thank you. I will add it. Thank you.
And the table 5 result is the same. The entropy is 2.
Oh, I understand the entropy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's low, but actually it is.
And the model's criteria, the entropy is at least more than 0.7.
Yes, I understand, because the entropy is a measure used to measure the uncertainty or information content of the random variable. It shows the size of entropy reflects the uncertainty or disorder of the data. Yet, if it's low, it couldn't show the diversity of this data.
The entropy suggests the accuracy of the classification of the model. You can check the result.
Yes, thank you for your advice. I will check it again.
Han-san, thank you for your wonderful presentation. I just have a question. You said 2017 to 2019?
Yes.
Yeah. We have data from 2019?
Yes, we have. It's a specific data from the clinic, so we have it.
And why 2017 to 2019? Why can't you also like the 2017, 2019, maybe 2023, or even 2020?
We have the data from 2017 to 2019, but we don't have the data in 2020. And then we have the data in 2021. But because we don't have the 2020, but we just do the 2017 to 2021, it will have a big miss follow up.
Okay.
So
Thank
if
you for
we,
clarifying.
if we
No.
have the data, maybe later we get the data, I will to update the study design to use the new data.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kwan-san, may I ask a question? This is
Yes.
Norishige from the visiting from Matsuzaki lab. The longitudinal study is always interesting data to see, and there is a definitely changes per years, and these changes, where these changes came from, your assumption or analysis. So is that just because the people are getting older that changes the habits, or is there any interventions by the oral professionals to promote the oral health?
Yes, thank you for your questions about where the change from, right? But because I haven't do the final analysis, so I don't know whether there have some difference between A group or whether W group is the meaningful and why. So I maybe now I couldn't tell you the specific the change from, but in my assumption, because there have some like over health classroom, some people will attend it, and also they will do the oral health checkup every year. Not everyone, but from the Japanese government, they will send the checkup questionnaire to take it and then go to the clinic. Also, they also will have some oral health activities. So maybe these activities and some education courses will change their behaviors. But it's just an assumption. So I also need to do the final, and then maybe I will have some new funding. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your explanation, and I'm very much looking forward to the new findings about the changes.
Thank you.
Okay, Tan-san, can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Okay, thanks for your wonderful presentation. And I want to know about this, the data. They have some missing data for this.
Yes.
So, and how you deal with this kind of misdata?
This time I tried two methods. First, I tried to do the imputation the missing data, but finally it has some problems. So next time I will try. And then in this presentation, the missing data I just deleted.
If you use the imputation, maybe you can use more data to analyze.
Yes, absolutely. But if I use the missing data, the total number will more than 400, because now they just 364, and then maybe 450 will have more information. But also, if I use the missing data, it also cause some bias. Also, this is the two choices.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, Kan-san. So this is the first step of your new analysis, right? So just the first. So please go further and clarify the factors related to the groups. And also, as Soko-san mentioned, what subjects you analyze, the character of the subject you should clarify, because big bias maybe exists.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Sensei.
Go ahead.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Thanks for content wonderful presentation. And next speaker is Xin-Yi-san.
Okay, I'm sharing my. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic is the relationship of parental positive childhood experiences, home rearing environment, and children's social skill among Chinese preschoolers. On change point, I revised my study design and add results. Background. Positive childhood experiences has beneficial impact on parenting and home rearing environment. Parents with PCEs are more likely to engage in supportive and responsive parenting. These positive parenting practices create a nurturing and stable home rearing environment that supports the social and emotional development of children. Such environments help children develop healthy social relationships and better emotional regulation skills. Home rearing environments play a critical role in children's social development and social skills. Studies have shown that a stable, supportive home rearing environment promotes children's security, which is essential for their social development. Consistent and responsive parenting practices are closely linked to higher social skill in children, helping them from healthy peer relationship between the preschool years. The relationship between parental PCE, home rearing environment, and children's social skills is not well understood. Most existing studies focus on Western contexts, with limited research conduct within Chinese cultural contexts. This is the child care environment framework. It shows the direct interaction and the interaction between parents, caregivers, children, and their home rearing environments. Objective. The aims of the study are to explore the association between parental PCEs and their children's social skills, and to examine mediating role of home rearing environment in the relationship between parental PCEs and their children's social skills. Hypothesis. Parents with better PCEs are related to children's better social skills. Home rearing environments mediates the relationship between parental PCEs and children's social skills. Definition. Positive childhood experiences include internal and external perceived safety, security, support, and positive and predictable quality of life from birth to the age of 18. Social skills are defined as social, acceptable, learned behaviors that enable a person to interact effectively with others and to avoid socially unacceptable responses. Home-rearing environments can be described as the degree of organization of children's surroundings in relation to human and physical resources, particularly their parents, and the quality of close relationship in their environment. This study is a cross-sectional study, and the survey was conducted in 3 kindergartens from 3 cities in the mainland of China, which are Shanghai, Xuzhou, and Tianjin, which are located in the eastern, middle eastern, and north part of the country. Inclusion criteria: children aged from 3 to 6 years old. Children live with at least one parent. Exclusion criteria are children with disabilities and with development delay, and parents with health condition that might interfere with the study participant. Measurements. The Benevolent Childhood Experiences Scale, Chinese version, was used to measure parental PCEs, validity and reliability provided in the previous studies in China. Parents reported PCEs according to their positive experiences before the age of 18. The scale contained 10 yes and no items related to the practical and positive quality of life, social support, perceived internal and relational safety. The total score of the scale ranged from 0 to 10, with a higher score indicating a higher level of PCEs. Children's social skills were measured using social skills scale, which is an observation-based screening scale. Validity and reliability for teachers in the child care and centers and kindergartens were provided in China. Teachers in charge of the children were asked to observe and evaluate their social skills based on the behaviors from daily scenarios. The SSS includes assertion, self-control, and cooperation are 3 domains, each consisting of 8 items. Each item is scored, actually it's 0, 0, 1, and 2. And scores calculated by summing items with subdomains. Higher scores indicate more social skills. Home-rearing environment was measured using the ICCE. Validity and reliability were provided in the previous studies in China. The ICCE measured child care environment through 13 questions. Each item is assessed using a multiple choice format, and the answer is given a binary score according to menu. 1 equal good and 0 equal not good or not sure. The overall score is calculated by summing all items in the scale. A higher score indicates a better child care environment. The varieties are relationship with children, education background, parents' education background, child's age, child's gender, siblings, family structure, parents' age, and the family yearly income. Descriptible status are used to describe the basic demographic information. Spearman correlation test is used to examine the relationship between PCEs and home-rearing environments, also relationship between PCEs and child social skills. The mediation effect model is used to explore the effect of home-rearing environment on children's social skills. Regression analysis used to employ to the test mediation effect. I use SPSS 20 SPSS. This study has been approved by the ethical review in China. This is the demographic information. And this is the mediation effect model. This is the result. So in this table, we can see the the PCEs has correlation to the SSS, and the home rearing environment has a complete mediation. This is the relationship between each variable. This study findings found that parents with higher PCEs have child with better social skills. So better experiences need to be offered children by improving home rearing environment. This study contributes to the possible mechanisms regarding to the relationship of parenting PCEs, home rearing environment, and children's social skill in the Chinese cultural context. And limitations. This the cross-sectional study of study limits the causal interference between variables, and the potential bias due to self-reported parental PCEs, which may be influenced by the memory recall and social expectations. Findings may not applicable to other regions or populations beyond the simpler Chinese cities. And these are the contribution. Future plan, I will gather more data and start to write my thesis and papers. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for seeing such a wonderful presentation. If anyone has questions or comments, please feel free to ask. Jin-san, thank you for a wonderful presentation. I have a question about your originality. So what's your originality in this research?
Thank you for your question. Because it is the first time I do it in the 3 cities in China. Most of the studies are conducted in the Western countries and some other parts in China. So my originality is to do it in the southeast, in the east part of China.
Mm-hmm. But we know we always write down the originality in our research section, in the research plan section.
Yes.
So have you considered what's your originality specifically?
Specifically?
Well, because we always will consider and write it very clearly before we start this research in the research proposal.
Yes, because in the midterm evaluation, my reviewers also ask the same question. So because for now, my originality is I collect the data from the east part of China, and these 3 cities, they are not conducted before.
So can these 3 cities represent the whole Chinese children data or Chinese children situation? And they have representative?
And this is a good question. Because I will put in the future research, I will put like a GDP and their population and their background, like education background into the into my study. So and if it's in the average, if it's in the average, I can like in the average of China. So I can say they are they can represent China.
Okay, understand. Thank you very much.
Hello, can I have questions?
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you for your presentations. I would like to ask, what is your sampling method? Because you didn't mention in this slide.
I also recruited from the cooperative kindergartens.
Okay, so the sampling.
And it's simple. It's like simple sampling.
Simple random sampling or
simple random.
So you use the 3 kindergartens, right? So you use the random sampling. How did you conduct the random sampling?
Because I made the recruitment to some kindergartens, and if they respond, and I use their samples. Like at first, I made a recruitment, and some kindergartens respond and some are not.
Okay. So then it's kind of purposive, like it depends on the response of them, right?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you can explore more about the sampling method that is suitable for your research, and because I am wondering how did you choose one kindergarten from one big city like Shanghai and the other city?
How to choose?
Yes, because you only choose 3 kindergartens. So
Yes.
from 3 cities, each city's 3 kindergartens or each city's 1?
Each city 1.
Oh, each city 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then maybe you can also make a table related to the characteristic of PCE, ICCE, and SSS, because your table 2 is only providing the mean and standard deviation. I know it's also the information about the questionnaires, but I am curious about the results of PCE and ICCE and SSS in your study.
Okay, I will put them in the future.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Sorry for disturb. Please turn on your camera during the discussion section. Thank you very much.
Students の皆さんも1回は質問しましょうね。ゾンテンさん、サンさん、パンさん。日本語でも大丈夫ですよ。 Yoran-san, you are very good at Japanese, I know.
日本語は下手です。
Okay, graduate students, go ahead. Maybe undergraduate have a time to think their questions.
If no questions, can I have one more questions? Sorry.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you so much. I would like to ask about the bias. What bias is possible to happen, in your opinion, on your study?
Thank you for your question. Because for the child social skill part, I use the evaluation scale SSS for the for the teachers, and before they evaluate and observe their behaviors, I give them the training, and I explained my study, and I explained every items to them, and it's like a standard. Like I explained the standard of the every item. So for the teachers, I control the bias by giving the training. For the for the parents questionnaire, because it's a self-reported questionnaire, so it's a it's a limitation of my study, like because for the questionnaire from parents, it's self-reported, they might be reports in their memory, maybe their memories are wrong, or they have expectations to the result, so so there might be some like bias.
Yes, maybe it's recall bias, because they have to recall the memory from their their childhood, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please. Yes, at least. Yeah, because it means at least one parent. Yes, thank you for your question. Because this is for their parents' positive childhood experiences. So if their grandparents report the PCE or they don't live with parents, I exclude them. Thank you.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
I'm an undergraduate student, and I think I don't know much about such presentation, but I have a question about the future plan.
Yes.
You said you want to write the thesis. Can I ask that what the thesis is? Can you just explain this to me? I have no idea about this word.
Thank you for your question. Because we need to write our PhD thesis to get graduate. And this thesis is for the whole 4-year study of my research.
Okay. Thank you. Is the thesis is about like the paper you read or write or written? Is this thesis like has some relationship like to the paper you read?
Publish.
I have no idea. Sorry.
Oh yes, I understand your question. Because I need to publish my papers of my study first, and for my final thesis, I need to combine all the papers and all the studies I did during my PhD. So the thesis is to show the contribution, all the parts, like I present today, background, measurements, results, discussion, limitations, all the significance, all these. I need to show all these parts of my study. So it's need to be conclude, how I study the previous research and how I find new points of this study. So it's it's if how to say it, if you need to explain very detailed, it's a large thing to explain. I just explain from my own perspective.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very much. And I have one more question.
Yes.
About the limitations.
Okay.
Okay. If I want to know something about these findings in the poor areas, how can I get the information or the data?
First, if you have your research plan after you doing the research, you can apply for the ethical review in that area. Because my study is doing in the China, so I have to apply for the ethical review in China. So after it, you can get data, but how do you explain? You need to recruit like for my study. At first, I recruit for like 5 to 6 kindergartens, but some kindergartens they refuse to do the research, so I cannot collect data from their kindergartens. So if you want to collect data from poor area, you need to recruit from such places. Or you can use some